Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere, and like a hiking trail somewhere out in the middle of nowhere sounds great to Starlight, or like a bike path or a park. Um, my favorite is take me out in the middle of nowhere. You don't see people, dogs, maybe deer, squirrels or chipmunks, birds, lots of birds. Can't forget the birds. That's what I love, is to get out in the middle of nowhere. And also, besides making sure you're getting out in nature somewhere, don't be afraid of the bears, and the coyotes and all that you got to let that fear go, believe me, because that's where the blessings are. That's where the healing is. That's where you get connected with God. That's where you get connected with the universe. That's where you get connected with yourself. It is so important to get out. Some people, they have fear about going out in the woods. They're afraid because they watch the news, and they might seen where a man got attacked and might have got killed by a bear. But the odds of that, really, that's not, like, you can't believe that every time you're going to go out in the woods, that a bear is going to be out there. A lot of times they are really afraid of us. I have never seen a bear in the woods. I have seen a bear before when I went camping somewhere on the road on the way to where I was going to go camping, but I never seen the bear at our campsite. So they're more afraid of us than anything. So the chances of that happening are very slim. Not saying it doesn't happen, so there are, do's and don'ts, of course, if you're going camping. Like, you wouldn't want all your food inside your tent. Absolutely not. So anyway, is you do want to keep yourself safe, but you don't want to live in the fear mode. Absolutely not. Because that's where you're missing out in life, is by that fear. And anyway, I love all of you. If you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And if you want to find me, you can on YouTube at Starlight, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman. And if you want to see a change in the world, if you want to be a change in the world, you could give this video a thumbs up, so that way these videos will get spread out more. You can also share my videos with a family member, a friend, a cat, a dog, a fawn. Starlight got to see a fawn the other day, and I had to look that up. What does it mean when you see fawn? It was 2 times. It might have been the same fawn out at a park. And I had some bird seed in my car. I thought maybe that fawn would have liked the bird seed. It's hard to say what they eat, but I knew that fawn wasn't going to let me get that close to it, whether it's a boy or a girl. But yeah, I am a big animal lover. Besides sharing my videos, you can also push the notification bell. Starlight will ring the bell. Plus, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can leave a message down below this video. That way you do not miss a thing. And plus, if you want, you could follow me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I really want to reach out to you on a few different topics, but in one video. And this is a video about having faith, taking the step of faith. And that is so important. Taking a step of faith is really connected with fear, because really, in order to take that step of faith, you got to let go of fear in order to take that dive, and that's pretty much where I am right now, is taking a step of faith. Like, I just put the video out yesterday, last night, about hanging on. You got this, and it is tough when you're going through some stuff, and I do know people that are going through things in their life. You know, people are going to work at a job they don't like, absolutely not, you know, but they are looking at the way a lot of people do think, well, look at the benefits and, you know, they got all these things that they're saying, well, it's, you know, like, you know, and you got to really be careful if you are miserable at your job, you don't like your job, you know, there's something else out there. God's got your back. There's a job out there, something that you're going to love, you know, something that's going to pay off, something that you're going to be happy with, you know, so I do know what it's like letting go of, you know, I had my own cleaning business, but I wasn't living my life purpose, you know. So I did. I took a big, huge leap of step of, you know, a step of faith at that time. You know, I had so much money in my bank account, and you know, and I knew it was a huge, you know, I knew it takes time for your YouTube channel to grow. You know, I knew that before I let go of my old job. But I knew that I needed to do something then when the universe was speaking to me through numbers, you know, dreams, and a deep diver out there that was making videos around that time, you know. So you really do. You got to really be careful what you're doing out in the world. And if you hate it and you're miserable and you're forcing yourself, it is not good for your health one bit at all. I've been there. I used to work at Burger King. You know, they weren't paying me nothing to work there. You know, having 2 kids, really, you know, and when I got my big raise, 10 cents more, you know, an hour, I'm like, really, I feel like 3 people, you know, at that job. You know, some people really don't, if you never worked at a fast food place like that, especially at lunchtime, whew, it's hot. It's hot in that kitchen. You know, let's say that, you know. And I do love working in kitchens and restaurants, but really, they do have that saying, if it's too hot, you know, in the kitchen, get out. And, you know, a lot of times it's a very stressful place to be, working for restaurants, depending on the owners at those places, you know. So I don't want to fear going to work, fear getting yelled at. You know, I'm a hard-ass worker. I am. I don't mess around. I'm like doing my work and other people's work when I go to work. I don't know about Virgos, but I'm a Virgo, and that's how I've been my whole life, is I'm a hard worker, you know, and I will push myself when I work. You know, and there's other people that milk the companies, you know, here you're getting paid the same, but you're doing triple the amount of work than they are, you know. You know, so I don't agree to that kind of stuff. I'm like, hey, if I'm working, you know, and the owners see it, you know, and there's people that are going to get upset. Oh, you gave that person more money than you gave me. Well, you're not doing the work, you know. You're milking the company. That you get what you deserve. I don't believe that people should get the same pay, you know, at a job. And so you definitely, and even with relationships, some of you might be in a relationship right now and you're not happy. It happens. I have been single more than I've been with somebody, really, because I I do not want to be, sorry about that, in a relationship where I am miserable. I do not want to be, you know, I want to be in a relationship where I am happy, I am content, I am proud of the man that I am with. You know, if I am in with a relationship and I find out that the man is not everything that he said, and then, you know, I find out that, you know, like, you know, he's a liar, you know, he lies to people, or maybe he steals, you know, or lusting after other women, you know. I'm not proud to have a man like that in my life, and I am not going to put myself in a situation like that with any man, you know. So I'd rather be single and live by myself, and hey, that means I got to pay for all the bills by myself, right, guys and girls, right? Is that how that goes? You know, and that's where a lot of people, they struggle. They really do. That's the one thing right there. Besides, the other thing is that when you're together with somebody, that's why I love doing as much as possible in a relationship, because I love to cook, I love to clean. I will cook your food, I will iron your clothes, your suits. Little tip on ironing though, sometimes you do have to iron your clothes on the inside out. I got certain clothes that, if you iron them on the outside, they end up getting some kind of funky stuff on the outside, and so sometimes depending on the fabric, you got to iron them in the inside out. Like I got star shirts that I have, big star shirts. I can't iron them on the outside, so I have to inside them out. But that's just a little tip, because some fabrics out there, they make it look horrible on the outside when you iron it, depending on the fabric. So, where I want to do a lot in a relationship. I want to. So, don't always rely on that other person when you're in a relationship to do the laundry, to do the dishes, to do the cleaning, to do the cooking, to do the fixing up. Get involved with as many things as possible. That way, if things do not work out in that relationship, you've already been doing the work. You've been doing the dishes. You've been doing the ironing. You've been doing the cleaning. You've been doing the fixing. You've been helping out. You can, then if things didn't work out in that relationship, it's not such a big struggle and a big deal that you got to live on your own. Your peace of mind and happiness is way worth more than to be living with somebody and to be miserable. And then you might be thinking of the bills. Not every relationship. Me, I am flexible when it comes to that. I have lived before where I didn't have to go to work and I stayed home with my kids because they were little. I've lived that lifestyle. I've lived where, pay part of the bills, so it is good to be wise on how you do things and don't overspend. Don't go crazy, making more of a mess, people want to go out and get cars. I like buying a car right out, my car is all paid for. I don't have to do payments on that car. I paid, it was used on the side of the road. God blessed me with that car. It's exactly what I visioned for a car for my cleaning business, and bam, it just fell on me. So this is why I am trusting this process right where I am right now. Things might look shaky, but see, that's the thing. That's how the matrix thing works, is that we've been conditioned to think a certain way because of our past, and we got to break free. That's how you're going to break free from the matrix, is that you got to break those old thought patterns, those old beliefs, those old ways that you think. You can't use that kind of way of thinking when you want to rise up to a higher dimension, like the fifth dimension, the 5D. We're at the 3D. Well, people are at the 3D. Starlight's rising up to the 5D, in the love frequency, where the 3D is a low frequency, a fear frequency, and that's where most of the people on the planet is at the low, because they fear. They feared COVID, being around people. There's still people out today wearing a mask. There's still people out there today that are still staying 6 feet apart from somebody. They've been programmed. Now there's, an illness out there, another thing, because of COVID. And it's so sad, some of you are afraid to break up with somebody because you're thinking that, oh my, that means I got to pay for everything. Yeah, that's exactly what that means. Yeah, that means that you have to do everything on your own, right? I got you. I understand. I'm doing it. I am doing it all on my own right here, without a man to support me. I don't have a man here supporting me in this house. I'm in this apartment. I don't have a man in this apartment helping to pay for my bills. No. When I broke up with my ex, I knew what I was getting. I'm like, you know what? I got to let you go. I'm not happy. Even though we had some things in common, I had to let that person go. So I am much happier that I let that person go, or any exes in my life. There's no ex that I want to go back to. Absolutely not. I have a twin flame, a beautiful man, that has helped me become my greatest version of me. This is why I'm doing a YouTube channel. He has inspired me, to find out my life purpose. My life purpose wasn't cleaning toilet bowls. Even though I created that business all on my own without anybody's help, is that, even though I was happy, I thought it was happy, but it was draining me. I was drained after an hour of work, because I like to be active for work, but I realized with COVID, it wasn't going to last. And even after COVID, they're already talking about another virus coming. We don't know when, So, hey, I had to get out of that, because I had a dream. I had a dream. I had a vision. Let me know that business of mine was not going to make it, and things could have been a whole lot worse if I had just stayed in it, fearing of letting go of that business that I created. And, I had a lot of beautiful clients, but to let you know on that, almost every single client wanted me to get that injection. So if another virus came, again with me having that business, bam, they would have, without any thought, boom, call me up, leave a message on my phone. Starlight, we don't want you to show up. And like before, is after people did start letting me back in their houses, I had to wear the mask. Or that they're going to say, you ought to get that injection, Starlight. I don't want to be around that. I don't have anybody here tell me that I ought to get a shot. Having a YouTube channel. Nobody's telling me to, even if they did, I'm not going to listen. So you really got to really take a step of faith. If you're in a miserable relationship, you know what? God is going to make it work out for you. It's going to take a lot of work. Yeah, you might have to do the dishes now. You might have to learn how to cook. And if you're a girl, you might have to do what I got to do. Fix it yourself. Or hire somebody that knows how to do it. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But you know what? Your happiness should be more important to you than to be stuck in a relationship that you're miserable. And that goes in all areas in a relationship. Whether in the, outside the bedroom or their family or the kind of job they have, what kind of person they are, do you have anything in common? How about the sex life? Are you really fulfilled in that area, or are you lacking? Are you always having in a bag to get close with that one, to get intimate with that person? Really? What is it that you got to do in order to get sexually satisfied with your mate, the one that you're with, the guy or girl? Do they use sex as a tool against you all the time, punish you with it? Or do they, and this happens with men where they reward women with, money or something because they got sex. That way of thinking is wrong. Men shouldn't use money as a tool for the sex, and women shouldn't use a tool to get what they want and behind the bedroom scene in a relationship. Hey, I'm upset with you now. Well, I'm not gonna, what? Communicate. Really. Say what's on your heart. Express, be honest with yourself. Be honest with them. Tell them exactly how you feel, what is going on. How does it make you respond when they do whatever? Find out what it is, to try to, always try to work on any relationship. And if you did the work, and sometimes people even go for a further step than that, and they will actually say, hey, why don't we go see therapy? If you really care about that person, you really love that person, and you want to lose them, see if they'll go to therapy. Now, if they're not willing to go to therapy or counseling or anything like that, they're not willing to talk with you, communicate with you, you know what I would do? I would make plans now. Make it all, that's how I've done this. I'm a pro at this. I have to say the last one I left, He didn't even see it coming before he knew it. Everything was already packed in my car. He was so occupied in football, he never even noticed. Never even noticed. Never even seen it coming. So, yeah, all my stuff was already in the car, already ready to, I made a plan. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm not gonna, I'm not a couch potato. I am an active person. I want to go out and I want to like go out in nature. I'm not into addictions, like gambling addictions or any of that stuff. So we gotta, like if you're not satisfied in a relationship, you need to first like work it out. If it doesn't work out, then that's when you gotta, okay, you know what? Save your money. That's what Starlight did. I saved on my money for months. I saved and saved and saved, made sure everything was paid up. I left with a clean slate when I left. I didn't owe nobody nothing. I didn't take their stuff. I took only what is mine, and I ended up leaving. And and then I knew that, hey, that means that I got to pack all my stuff up, like how does a chick do that really? How does somebody miss that they packed everything up, didn't even notice, and was already moved out, didn't even see it coming. So that happens. That's a true story for Starlight. Never even noticed. How did that happen? So you got to make a plan. If the relationship is not working out, you got to let go of fear. Don't worry about the dishes. Don't worry about, oh my, you got to do everything on your own. It is way better doing it on your own where you are valued as a human being, that they will miss you, when they're not around. It is so important, in relationships that, like if somebody doesn't notice, like, like this person's stuff is all boxed up, like, and they don't notice, they're not paying any attention to you. They're somewhere else, they're somewhere in who knows where, and if they, like that's not the right kind of relationship you ought to be in, where they don't even notice if you're here or there or gone, because they're so into addictions that, they're so into, whatever their addictions are. There's so many different addictions: alcohol, drug addictions, gambling addiction, somebody that watches football all the time, gambling on football games, wasting their life away, That's exactly what it is. Wasting their life away, not working in themselves, So you want to make a plan, have a plan, and say, okay, I'm just gonna, you know what? I try to work things out with them. I try to communicate with them. They're not going to change. This is just the way they are. I'm not going to try to change them. It's not my job, because that's what I used to think before. Women are really good on that, is thinking that, oh, we're going to change them. We're going to help them. Ladies, please, I'm telling you, take it from somebody that's been there. Don't go with somebody that you think, oh, I don't like everything about them. I'll get with them and I can fix them. Forget about it, really. Just go the opposite. Find somebody that already is working on that, Don't settle for something. And guys, same thing, Don't think that you can fix her. She's got to be the one to fix herself. She's got to be the one to do the inside work, because if she's not, like everything doesn't line up, then it's not a perfect match. I have done this, but I've worked in places where you have to wear gloves. Some of them are too tight. Some of them are just right. They fit right in, they slip in really good. Other gloves are too big because they're large and they're a mess. So you want to, like the slipper, like you want to make sure the shoe fits or the glove fits, so you don't want a loose fit or a tight fit, because it isn't going to work. It's not meant to be, and don't be in a rush when it comes to relationships. But really, If it isn't working out, plan ahead of time. Plan, okay? You don't have to even say anything to the person because it adds a lot of stress, really. That's what Starlights learn. You could have a battle before you even leave, and, they could really mess up your world trying to get out of that situation. So really, you know, plan it mentally, save up the money that you need, mentally get yourself prepared and say, okay, that means I gotta, I was already doing everything anyway, so it didn't matter to me. It's all right. I have to do the laundry. I have to do the cleaning. Yes, I'm going to take those responsibilities and do it myself. I got to take the garbage out. Sometimes I was the misfix-it, where the guy didn't know how to fix nothing. So because I have done everything, that part is not the hard part. And yes, you're going to have to pay for all the bills, all on your own. Mentally get yourself ready for that. Financially. Start looking online. Start figuring out where do you want to move. You might want to get another job. You might, want to make some changes. Get it all set. Plan it all out. Don't tell that person until the very freaking end. I'm serious. Believe me, I have done this so many times in my life. I'm like, you know what? I learned the hard way is when I try to tell them that, I'm sorry, but this isn't working out. I got to break up with you. I'm going to move out. Oh, it's hell. It could be hell because they're going to try to stop you, and they're gonna mess. And if they drink, you don't want to be around that person because they're going to remember that they're going to lose. They're going to know that they're losing you, and it could tweak them out in a bad way, in a bad negative way, especially if they're the kind that gets drunk. So you got to take a step of faith, even though you're afraid of the unknown. See, that's where I am right now. I am letting go of that fear. I'm letting go of that fear. Right now, everything is unknown to me, and I'm learning every day. Every day is a new day. I woke up this morning and I said, thank you for a new day today. Today's a new beginning. I learned something yesterday, that I can apply to today. Today I'm going to learn something different of the do's and don'ts, of what worked and what didn't work. So don't be so hard on yourself if you did something and it didn't work. That's okay. Now you know that it didn't work. Now you know it doesn't work. Now you know you could try a different angle, a different approach, or something like that to help you to understand what it is that the universe is trying to show you. Ask the archangels for help. I'm serious. Ask them, just like they are, and they are here. Just ask them. Like right now, I'm asking for guidance. And that's my first video. Are you searching for guidance? I'm like, okay, universe, I am on shaky ground right now, but I know I'm going to make through this. This is what I need to do. I need to endure this time right now. I need to let go of fear. I love the universe so much. I love God so much. I know God, the universe, has my back. The angels have been working 24/7 for Starlight, giving me numbers and all kinds of goodies out there, and I am so grateful. So I'm just going to take one day at a time. That's all you can do. If you're going through a job switch or whatever, if you don't like your job, start searching for something. Find something else. Maybe you can find, but you got to think ahead. If another virus comes, is that job going to stand through it? Like really working on the internet to me is one of the greatest things that you could do right now is to do something like that. Because I don't have to travel anywhere. I could just stay home in my apartment doing videos. I do videos out, like in nature, but I really I like doing them at home because I don't have the right kind of camera right now for doing videos, but in the future, I definitely do. I want to get a beautiful camera to do hiking videos. We're widescreen, Starlight likes a nice widescreen for her hiking videos, so that is things I desire, So you can create your own reality. And I love the beginning of the Bible where, God created the heavens and the earth. God created light. He created darkness. He created the stars. He created we are creators. We are gods. We are Him. He is in me. I love him so much, I do. And, the universe is guiding me every day. And yeah, things are shaky. But you know what? This is how I get out of the matrix, is that I have to let go of that fear that they have, um, you know, got me to believe, because of my life experience. That is like, like opening up a big doorway is by letting go of that fear and saying, you know what, I am not afraid anymore. I am taking back my power. I can do this. I can. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be challenging, but I am not giving up. I am here for the long haul. I have gone through too much in my life. This is the time for me to take back what is rightfully mine, rightfully that God gave me. God gave you blessings. God has stuff for you. God is amazing. You got to take your power back. You got to believe in yourself that you can do it. You can do it. Here I'm talking to you, but I'm looking at me, and I am. And it's too trippy here. I'm sorry. But I just met a beautiful man yesterday, and he said, yeah, and this is it. I am talking to myself, but I am talking to you too, is that you can do this. No matter the struggle that you're going through, you got to believe in yourself, even if nobody else does. Even if your family is not there loving and supporting you, forget it. Forget them, really. Let them go. Just keep focusing on what your goals are and what you want to achieve, and have that vision, of the things that you desire. Hang on, before I go, I got to look for it really quick. Hang on, I'm going to read something really beautiful. Ooh, I'm back. So this is my, if you can see it, my birthday card. And this came from my therapist, and I'm going to read you this really quick before I go. This really, I love cards. You got a card, you want to get the Starlight. I love, and it doesn't even have to have cash. That's the kind of, it doesn't matter to me. A lot of people, there's no money in there. So anyway, so happy to celebrate all the steps you've taken to become who you were meant to be. You are an incredible person, and she put like a little star with her pen on the side of it, who is growing and changing. You are a work in progress. Keep pushing forward. And while you're busy doing all of that, I'll be here cheering you on, because it's pretty easy to do. Now that is what the card said. Now this is what she wrote in here. She wanted to add in here is, let's see, Dear Kathy, I admire you and all that you are doing to become more and more the person you were meant to be. You are courageous, open-hearted, open-minded, kind, caring, daring, visionary, positive. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. And isn't that sweet? She gives me a birthday card every year since the time I met her, and she knows what I'm going through for the most part. A lot of my family members really don't really know what I'm even going through. But she knows a lot about what I'm going through, and I have her because she is a support to me. So this is what having a therapist can be like for you. If you are struggling with things in your life, is put your pride down. Don't give a blank what anybody thinks. Don't really care less about what anybody thinks. You don't even have to tell anybody, to have a therapist where you could communicate with. You can talk to her. The things that are up here, you can get it out of your voice, where they could be a support. My therapist, as you just heard, is cheering me on. she knows the struggle I'm going through. I believe I've been teaching her some things through what I'm going through, because it's been a mind-boggling thing that I'm going through. But you know what? I do have people supporting me. Thank you for watching my videos and watching and subscribing to my YouTube channel. That means a whole lot to Starlight. So you have to let go of fear. Take that big, huge step of faith, really. You do. You need to. In order to survive in this crazy upside-down world, is that you got to take that big step of faith. I feel like Neo in the Matrix, when they had in some kind of program, I think, where he was on a tall building and he had to jump from one building all the way over to the other one, and they were wondering if he was the one, and so he did. He ran and he jumped, but he didn't quite make it. He kind of went splat, but he was in a game, like a virtual reality game, where he wasn't dead, but it felt real to him. You gotta take that jump, that leap, and it's a way to reprogram your way of thinking. You gotta let that old way of thinking, that's what's tripping you up, is that old way of thinking. The universe does things so differently. God doesn't do things the way we think. So stop thinking that God's going to do it this way or that way, because believe me, nothing has been the way I thought God was going to do anything. And you need to learn to be patient. That's one thing I'm learning. I do have a deep diver out there that, loves me and supports me, and, we will be meeting. I just don't know when. It's just nothing happens in my timing. It's all in God's timing when everything is supposed to happen, So you want to break the curse, really. It's like a curse you're breaking by letting go of that fear. You're, like, get out of here. I've had you enough in my life. Thank you, at times, like having those fears helped me out because it stopped me from getting in trouble or get me in a bad situation. But you know what? Fear, I got to let you go. I got to let you go. You've served me, believe me. You have served me, but I got to let fear out of my life, because that is what's going to stop me right now. So no matter what people think, you might have to do something crazy like Starlight just did the other day, but you know what? It worked. I let go of fear, and I've been seeing the universe has been giving me stuff, because I'm like, I kind of demanded things the other day, but I got what I wanted, because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going down that way anymore. No, I've already been there. There's nothing back there. I do have my beautiful stars, but in the past, there's nothing back there that I want or desire. It's all right here. So you want to stay in the now. This is where you're going to create everything. You got to have a vision on what it is that you desire in your life. So, if you're in a bad relationship, you're not happy, really do that. Do what I did. Don't say a word. If you've already done the work and try to work things out and they just don't want to do nothing, they don't want to change, then that, you know what, you got to let them go. And it is hurtful, but it's like tough love sometimes. By letting go, then they're going to, it will help them later on to kind of do the work themselves, because then they're going to sit there and wonder, why did you leave? So anyway, I do love all of you, and you really do. You want to stay in the now, and stay focused on what your desires are, and believe in yourself. You got this, girl. You got this, guy. Beautiful souls out there. You do. You got this. You got to believe in yourself, even if nobody else does. You're the one. You can't really count. Like there's people out there that the universe will give you, either on videos or wherever. There's some people that will cross your path that can help you, and you can help them out. But, you can't give up. You got to keep going. And be strong. You are stronger than you think. You are smarter than you know. Or you're smarter. You're smarter than you think, and you're stronger than you know. So anyway, I do love all of you. You do. You got to take that step of faith. Because if you don't, you're just going to be in misery all the time, and you're not going to grow that way. You want to grow. That means you got to let go. It's like, you know, like a little baby taking steps, you know, to learn how to walk. They fall a lot, don't they? But they get back up, you know, and they are so beautiful. They get determined, and they, you know, they might take a few steps and they might fall back down, but you know what? They get back up and they start all over again. Before you know it, they're running around. So I do love all of you. You got to be strong. And like I said before, don't be afraid of going out for a hike. You're missing out. You know, that's where God is. God is out there. Universe is all over, everywhere. You know, but the universe wants to spend some quality time with you out in nature. That's why it's so important to get out with Mother Gaia, planet Earth. Go hug a tree. Starlight does that. You know, so anyway, I do love you. This is Starlight. And you can also give this video a thumbs up. You can share it with a friend, a family member, a cat, a dog, a bear. Yeah, you can share my videos with a bear. Oh, sorry. Oh, I really slept heavy last night. Whew, I was worn out. So anyway, besides sharing my videos, you could also give a, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can push the notification bell. You could leave a message down below this video, beep, beep, beep. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So really, there's a lot in this video. You know, I get a lot of stars for this video. I'm like in a star mood today. But hey, I just woke up not too long ago from, you know, making this video, so I didn't really mess around. Sorry. That's me slapping. So anyway, I do love all of you, and you gotta let that fear go. You know, you gotta be brave. This is the time to be courageous, you know, be brave. You know, you got this, you know, no matter what you're going through, you got it. You know, so anyway, this is Starlight. Love and light. Peace.